Welcome to Pomeroy's Mobility 101 series of videos. The purpose of Mobility 101 is to help you, the IT or mobile consultant, keep up with the tools, technology, and yes, the terminology associated with the rapidly changing world of mobility, that is, the devices, networks, applications, and business of mobile technology. This video is intro to MMS. We've seen a big number of mobile software and service vendors say that MMS is short for Managed Mobility Services. On the other hand, Gartner prefer to switch the M's around, and they insist that it's short for Mobility Managed Services. Same words, slightly different order. Now that we know what we're talking about when we say MMS, let's look at how Gartner defines the term. Mobility Managed Services, MMS, encompass the IT and process management services required by a company to acquire, provision, and support smartphones, tablets, and ruggedized field force devices with integrated cellular and/or wireless connectivity. Although the current market for such services is largely focused on corporate liable devices, MMS engagements also provide a level of control to companies supporting individual liable devices or bring your own device accessing corporate resources and information. We're going to start over again. I'm going to take us back to more familiar turf and show you something well established, something that's been around for decades. And that thing is IT, as in traditional information technology. A few years ago, this would have been considered to be a mid-level laptop, suitable not just for general office work, but even graphics and software development. Let's jump to present-day technology. Today's smartphones have specs that either match or, in some cases, exceed those of these not-so-old laptops we were just talking about. Compared to the mid-level laptops of a few years ago, today's top smartphones have faster processors, better networking, more cameras and sensors. Some of them are even water resistant. They travel more easily because they weigh ounces, not pounds. And these days you can use them on the plane from gate to gate during takeoff and landing, even when your seat has to be in the fully upright position and your tray table has to be stowed. Simply put, they're pretty much like computers. And if the computers we use for work need to be managed by an IT department, shouldn't we be doing the same thing for mobile devices? MMS is IT for mobile devices, or MMS is the new IT. MMS is a little bit different from IT, and not just because the devices it deals with are more portable. With about 4 decades of traditional desktop and laptop computing history, traditional IT has a lot of tools, technology, best practices, and experience to call upon, and most of the changes in the traditional IT world have been incremental. Mobile devices aren't even a decade old yet. It's not unusual to see vendors releasing one big flagship model every year, and we've become used to seeing a new mobile operating system every year as well, while in the desktop world we've still got computers running versions of Windows from the previous millennium. Mobile's still a new technology. We're only beginning to explore it, and for the next little while you should expect it to be a rapidly changing field. It's going to have all sorts of mobile hardware, software, operating systems, and services cropping up all the time. If a relatively unchanged technology like desktops and laptops have to be managed to run effectively in a business, you definitely want to manage mobile devices as well. They're much easier to lose, and losing a device that has access to corporate resources? Well, that presents all sorts of security and legal issues that traditional IT didn't have to deal with most of the time. So far, we've established that mobile devices, being computers that just also happen to make phone calls, need their own kind of IT. What does that IT for mobiles look like? It starts with a consulting, design, and planning process. And once the planning process is done, there's the matter of procuring and deploying the devices, as well as keeping track of them and knowing who's been assigned which smartphone or tablet. Mobile devices with cellular networking capabilities, that is, all smartphones and some tablets, will have some kind of account with a cellular carrier. That requires management, from ensuring that each user is on the appropriate plan for their level, role, and needs, as well as handling issues such as roaming and expense management. Mobile devices need to be configured and then connected to other corporate systems such as email, contacts, and calendar, as well as other online resources. And without applications and a way for users to find and install them, they're not terribly useful. Security is an obvious need. There need to be resources that users can call upon whenever their mobile devices, apps, or services won't work, as well as whenever they need to make a change to their device or service. That's where these help and service desks come in, and yes, they are two separate desks. The initial cost of a mobile device isn't very much compared to its ongoing costs, and those costs are one of the fastest growing in IT. Mobile expenses need to be managed. And finally, there's what happens when it's time to retire a mobile device from service. It's a new kind of IT dealing with new technology, new uses, and new challenges. And there you have it, Intro to MMS. We'll have more videos in this series. For more information about Pomeroy, visit us online at www.pomeroy.com. Thanks for watching.